And then we said, well, we've booked to see Miriam Margolyes. Miriam Margolyes? Who's Miriam Margolyes? We were stunned. Surely they had to know who Miriam Margolyes was.
Nigel.cecil, calling things out, as you like it, especially for his fair-minded friends.
Hello, Chakabatis. Welcome. Are you ready for a question to start this video? It's a very difficult one, or so, by some, we've been led to believe it is. Do you know who Miriam Margolyes is? Would you like the question repeated? Well, we're going to do so, just in case. Do you know who Miriam Margolyes is? All right. We're having a little bit of fun, especially if you're wondering why we're asking the question, because of course the chances are most of the viewers to this channel, and of course Hilary and moi, know jolly well who Miriam Margolyes is. But the topic for this video arose because we suddenly realised in our old age you've got to keep an inquisitive mind, you've got to relate to others. And it's easy to forget that what we take for granted is history, ancient history, to others. We all know, those of our age and a little bit younger, who Miriam Margolyes is. But we can't assume things like that. Last weekend, we were in the sauna at the gym. And one of the things about the gym, when we all start exercising and working up a sweat, that of course, it's men that sweat, ladies glow. Ladies, shimmer. Come on, we've got to have a little bit of pleasantry amongst everyone. And so we're in the sauna afterwards, our regular Sunday sauna, and we're chatting. And when you've all been training together, well, you just relax, you just chat, you say all sorts of things. Indeed. And we got talking about what we were doing in the coming week. And we happened to say, well, we're off to the Edinburgh Fringe. Edinburgh Fringe, there were 6 or 7 in the sauna. Age ranges, well, we were the oldest. The others were 35, one working for the government, one working at a college, and others were students. And the students, one of them said, the Fringe, the Fringe, what is that? And we had to explain what the Fringe were. And it turned out one of them was doing media studies. And they'd not really heard of the Fringe. We just assumed everyone must know about the Edinburgh Fringe. And then we said, well, we've booked to see Miriam Margolyes. Miriam Margolyes? Who's Miriam Margolyes? We were stunned. Surely they had to know who Miriam Margolyes was. We explained about the picture, the video we'd done of Miriam Margolyes being on the front page of the Vogue, and, Belgian buns. When we mentioned that picture, they suddenly went, we remember reading an article about that. But they didn't actually know who Miriam Margolyes was. I said, Miriam Margolyes? Well, when they're on stage, they say things that others may be offended at. But the one thing we're all agreed on, no one has an absolute right not to be offended. And then when we realised, discussing things, the way the younger people in the gym express what they were expressing, some of you may say, how can they talk like that? They're using language we wouldn't use. We just accepted it. We were all there together. So where does that leave us? Well, you suddenly think about it. And if you go back 15 years, well, you take the students, it's history to them. They don't know anything about it. They've no idea about Blackadder and Monty Python other than history. And if you go back 30 years, that's ancient history. And that's probably why, when you look at organisations like Equity, the trade union for professional actors, variety entertainers and other creatives across the United Kingdom, when we try and relate to the ideology that's running the Equity Council, especially the youngsters involved, they've no idea what we're talking about. It's history. Now, we can try and learn what they're talking about, but if you're young, are you really bothered about what somebody else has been through? So there we are. It brings to mind, we all know who Miriam Margolyes is. Possibly someone will now be joining this channel and say, hey, we'll just Google Miriam Margolyes, Google, and see that Miriam is appearing at the Pleasance Theatre in the Edinburgh Fringe. It's like more bits of Dickens, as you like it, they might say. We're looking forward to going, aren't we, Hilary? We're also going to be seeing Terry Victor and Beano the Clown, all sorts of friends up there. Because it is a family, it's been going on for years, the Edinburgh Fringe. So if you're in the media, get to the Edinburgh Fringe. Go and enjoy yourself. I like those walking the streets, doing all excerpts from their shows, trying to get the audience. They work so hard. We call them show chuggers. So we're hoping for good weather while we're up at the Edinburgh Fringe. But let's not forget, when we're discussing things with others, 15 years ago is history. 30 years ago is ancient history. So we have to be upfront and explain and, well, have the joie de vivre to relate to everyone in the hope that they will relate to us. Come on, Miriam Margolyes, am I going to have some Belgian buns when we come to see you? We don't know, but as we always say, well, we don't mind being offended, do we, Hilary? We get offended quite often, but it's all water off a duck's back, is it? No, don't throw that water at me, Hilary. Until the next time, keep your thoughts coming in. And remember, to all everyone, yes, good art. To all workers, and all art is good work. And to everyone, equity, solidarity, comrades, and don't forget, in showbiz, yes, Miriam, we're all there, better keep our fingers crossed.
Please hit the subscribe button and join us again, because together every viewer helps. Thank you.